Hello, everyone. When it comes to relationships, women are often less direct than men. They might not always say exactly what they mean, but they're great at dropping subtle and thoughtful hints. If a man is good at understanding a woman's emotions and picking up on these cues, it becomes much easier to understand what she truly wants. In this video, we're diving into some of the most common hints women give when they're indirectly letting you know, do whatever you want. But trust us, it's not as straightforward as it sounds. These hints are often wrapped in subtlety, and only those who are truly paying attention will catch on. So stay tuned as we explore these signals, because once you understand them, you'll unlock a whole new level of communication and connection in your relationship. Let's get started. 1. When she dresses seductively around you. Women are naturally the embodiment of allure and charm. When a woman consistently shows up in sexy, eye-catching outfits around you, it's a clear sign she's trying to get your attention. Few things captivate a man as quickly as a woman who knows how to dress seductively. Men are often mesmerized by such an image, especially in intimate settings. For example, if you're dating and she comes over to your place dressed in something sleek and sexy, or when you visit her room and it's just the two of you and she's dressed to impress, she's likely sending a strong message. She's ready, and she's letting you know without words. However, men, there's something crucial you need to understand. No matter how alluring she appears, it doesn't mean you should rush things or act disrespectfully. Women appreciate a man who takes his time, sets the mood, and knows how to flirt and build anticipation. Even if she's sending you signals, she still values a man who is polite and considerate. Remember, women might want intimacy, but they still admire a man who treats them with care and respect, especially in the beginning. So, take your time, be attentive, and enjoy the journey, because that's what truly wins her heart. 2. When she initiates physical contact. When a woman has already dropped several subtle hints, but the man either doesn't notice or pretends not to, she might take a bolder approach, initiating physical contact. This could look like accidental brushes or touches, not just in casual areas like your hand, shoulder, or hair, but even in more sensitive places that clearly signal her interest. And it's not just a one-time occurrence. If these touches happen repeatedly and with increasing confidence, it's her way of showing you she's comfortable and interested. Another sign to look for is her openness to your touches. For instance, if you put your arm around her or hold her hand and she doesn't pull away, avoid it, or act defensive, she's giving you the green light. It's her subtle way of saying, I trust you, and I'm okay with this. But men, here's a crucial reminder. Just because she's signaling her comfort doesn't mean you should rush or act disrespectfully. As mentioned earlier, women appreciate a man who approaches with kindness, patience, and care. Taking things too quickly or behaving rudely can ruin the connection. So, pay attention to these cues, proceed thoughtfully, and show her that you're not just interested, but also respectful. That's the secret to deepening the bond and building mutual trust. 3. When her eyes are always fixed on you. A woman's gaze is one of the most romantic and expressive hints she can give. It's a window into her feelings, reflecting what she wants, but may not be ready to say. As the saying goes, the eyes are the window to the soul, and in relationships, they can reveal deep, unspoken emotions. If you're wondering what a woman thinks of you, her eyes can give it away. Whether she admires you, desires you, or is falling in love, it's often all there in her gaze, especially when words fail her. For example, if a woman is interested in you, she might steal glances, sneaking quick looks when she thinks you're not paying attention. But if you catch her, she'll shyly look away or even lower her head, feeling flustered. However, when her feelings grow stronger, her gaze becomes more confident and intentional. Instead of looking away, she'll hold eye contact. If she stares deeply into your eyes for 3 to 5 seconds, it's not just a casual look, it's an invitation. She's letting you know she's comfortable with you and might want you to take things to the next level. Whether it's leaning closer, breaking the physical barrier, or simply showing your affection, her gaze is saying, I'm ready for more. Men, if you notice this kind of intense eye contact, she's likely inviting you to take the next step. But as always, approach with care and respect. A confident yet gentle move will show her that you understand her signals and that you value her feelings. 4. When she creates opportunities to be alone with you. When a woman is in love with you, she'll naturally want to spend time alone with you, and she'll often go out of her way to create those opportunities. Especially in private settings, like late at night or in an intimate atmosphere. If she's not hesitant about being alone with you, it's a strong sign that she's ready and willing to take things to the next level. For example, imagine you're on a trip or attending a getaway together. If she's comfortable sharing a room or even a bed with you, she's sending a clear message. Let's be honest, it's rare for a woman to voluntarily agree to share a hotel room or sleep in the same bed, even if there's a symbolic barrier between you. Deep down, she's likely already considered what might happen in such a scenario. When a woman not only accepts, but actively creates these moments of privacy, she's letting you know she feels safe with you and is open to something deeper. Her actions are saying, "I'm here for you and I trust you." However, gentlemen, here's where many men fail, even with such clear signals. As mentioned earlier, women, no matter how strong their hints, still value a man who approaches them thoughtfully and respectfully. Being too forward or rushing things can ruin the connection. Instead, take your time, flirt, and show her that you value and respect her. Women appreciate the thrill of a romantic build-up, so let her enjoy the process. A woman's trust is a gift, and how you handle these moments will determine whether the bond between you grows stronger or breaks. Remember, approach her with kindness, patience, and care, and you'll make her feel truly special. 5. When she highlights certain features and wears seductive perfume. Why talk about perfume? Because it's one of the most subtle yet powerful tools women use to captivate a man's attention. If you're someone who notices fragrances, you'll quickly pick up on her intentions when she chooses to wear perfume around you. This requires a bit of sensitivity on the man's part, but in most cases, if a woman sprays perfume for a private date, it's a strong indication that she's ready to share a closer, more intimate connection. Along with the enticing scent, she may intentionally highlight certain areas of her body. For instance, she might wear a low-cut top and lean forward while talking to you, or she could choose a crop top or tight-fitting clothes that show off her curves. In these situations, her actions are rarely accidental. More often than not, she's consciously trying to grab your attention, showing you her confidence and appeal. When a woman goes out of her way to subtly expose sensitive areas of her body, it's a clear sign she wants you to notice her attractiveness and feel drawn to her. These bold moves often come from women who are confident and unafraid to spark a man's curiosity and desire. However, men, as always, the way you respond matters. Just because she's sending these signals doesn't mean she wants you to act hastily or disrespectfully. Women still value a man who approaches them with thoughtfulness and tact. Recognize her effort, appreciate her allure, and respond with charm and respect. That's the key to building a deeper and more meaningful connection. 6. When she opens up about sensitive topics. Women are often reserved when it comes to discussing sensitive or intimate topics, especially those related to men and women. But when a woman starts initiating these conversations with you, it's a clear sign she's lowering her guard and feels comfortable with you. When a woman talks about topics that might make most people blush, it's her way of signaling that she's open, modern, and unafraid to discuss things honestly with you. It's also a way of testing the waters and seeing how you react. For example, if she casually brings up a topic like whether you watch adult films, she's likely dropping a hint and gauging your response to something more intimate. This kind of conversation is a subtle invitation. She's telling you that she's comfortable enough to share her thoughts on subjects she wouldn't discuss with just anyone. It's her way of showing you she trusts you and is potentially interested in exploring deeper aspects of your relationship. Men, the key here is how you respond. When a woman brings up these sensitive topics, it's important to handle the conversation thoughtfully. Don't jump in too aggressively or make her feel awkward. Instead, engage her with curiosity and respect, guiding the conversation in a way that deepens your connection. If a woman frequently shares sensitive thoughts with you, it's a sign she's inviting you to reciprocate and open up as well. These moments of vulnerability can strengthen the bond between you and lead to a deeper, more meaningful relationship. Say no to these 9 things for a happy marriage. Marriage is a beautiful journey, but it requires care, effort, and understanding from both partners. To keep the spark alive and ensure a lasting, happy relationship, there are certain pitfalls you must avoid. In this video, we'll share 9 key things to steer clear of if you want to enjoy a joyful and fulfilling marriage. Let's dive in and explore these essential tips to protect and nurture your love. By saying no to these 9 things, you'll pave the way for a marriage full of love, respect, and happiness. 1. Don't force your partner to follow your rules. A common mistake in marriage is trying to control your partner and demanding that they follow your rules. This is especially true for men with a traditional, authoritarian mindset, who expect their wives to obey without question. For example, forbidding your wife from attending her friends' gatherings, not allowing her to work, or even dictating what she wears when she goes out. However, as the saying goes, where there is oppression, there will be rebellion. While your spouse might comply with your demands for a time, this kind of control cannot last forever. Eventually, it will lead to resentment, and the marriage will begin to crumble. On the other hand, some women take control to the extreme, managing their husbands' lives down to the smallest details. For instance, they might interrogate their husbands if they come home late, inspect their phones, or even follow them to see where they've been. This kind of behavior can suffocate a man, leaving him feeling like he has no freedom in the relationship. Over time, this lack of trust and excessive control can create cracks in the marriage, leading to a major crisis. Marriage thrives on mutual respect, trust, and freedom for both partners. Instead of trying to control your spouse, focus on open communication and understanding. A healthy marriage is built on equality, not dominance or suspicion. 2. Don't avoid difficult conversations. In any marriage, disagreements are inevitable. Conflicting opinions can lead to tension and misunderstandings, but the worst thing you can do is avoid these tough conversations. Instead of suppressing your feelings to steer clear of confrontation, couples should aim to be open and honest about sensitive topics like finances, in-laws, parenting, intimacy, and other important matters. A psychologist from California explains that bottling up concerns over time can erode trust, breed resentment, and create emotional distance. Left unspoken, these issues can quietly damage your relationship. While addressing such topics requires seriousness, patience, and courage, the rewards are well worth the effort. Open communication fosters stronger emotional connections and mutual understanding, leading to a deeper sense of satisfaction and lasting happiness in your marriage. The key is to face these challenges together as a team. Approach these conversations with empathy and a willingness to listen, and you'll find that even the hardest discussions can bring you closer rather than driving you apart. 3. Don't use jealousy as a test of love. Jealousy, when misused, can be toxic in a relationship. For example, imagine seeing your spouse having a lively conversation with a new neighbor of the opposite sex at a party. What's your first thought? It's natural to feel a twinge of jealousy, but you need to understand that jealousy often reflects your own insecurities, not your partner's actions. No one likes to feel distrusted. Constant suspicion can push you toward unhealthy behaviors like checking your spouse's phone, emails, or credit card statements for unexplained expenses. While these actions might come from a place of wanting reassurance, they can create a wedge in your relationship. Instead, it's important to use trust as the foundation of your marriage. Jealousy should only be a signal to address your own feelings, not a tool to test your partner's loyalty. Focus on communication, and if you feel uneasy, Share your concerns openly and calmly. Remember, preventive measures are useful when dealing with external threats, but they should never stem from doubts about your partner's faithfulness. Trust is key to a happy and enduring marriage. Nurture it instead of letting jealousy take over. 4. Don't be too calculative. A marriage and family expert in Miami explains that happy couples don't act like emotional accountants, meticulously tracking each other's good and bad deeds. Statements like, "I always do this for them, but they never do that for me," are a sign of imbalance in your perspective. In a healthy relationship, partners show love and care for each other because they want it to, not because they expect something in return. However, if things feel genuinely unequal, it's better to have an open, respectful conversation, rather than blaming or keeping score. 5. Don't use the silent treatment over small issues. If one partner in the marriage always insists on being the center of attention or refuses to listen to the other, minor conflicts can quickly escalate into major arguments. After a fight, if neither of you knows how to compromise or apologize, it often leads to the dreaded silent treatment. The silent treatment can be one of the most damaging things in a relationship. Even after the conflict is resolved, the scars left behind can linger. Over time, as these incidents pile up, the emotional wounds grow deeper and harder to heal. If the number of these cold wars increases, they can cause irreversible damage, turning into a toxic cycle that ultimately threatens the survival of your marriage. To avoid this, practice open communication and be willing to compromise. A healthy marriage thrives on understanding, not pride or stubbornness. Remember, love is about working together, not fighting to win. 6. Don't use disrespectful language in marriage. It's often said that even in moments of anger, couples should avoid using rude or harsh language with each other. Speaking disrespectfully during conflicts can backfire, leaving both partners feeling hurt and resentful. A common trait among unhappy couples is their tendency to engage in negative communication, such as calling each other demeaning names like idiot, loser, or using other harsh words. This type of interaction not only escalates conflicts, but also chips away at the foundation of trust and respect in the relationship. On the other hand, healthy couples also experience frustration and anger from time to time. However, their overall attitude toward their partner remains positive and respectful. They express their feelings constructively without resorting to belittling language, maintaining an environment of support and understanding. In marriage, the way you speak to your partner matters deeply. Choosing words with care, even in heated moments, fosters a relationship rooted in mutual respect and love, strengthening your bond over time. 7. Don't treat divorce as an option. Many happily married couples share one important principle. They don't see divorce as a solution, even during difficult times. They believe in their commitment to make each other happy and feel a deep responsibility to uphold that promise. When their marriage hits rough patches, they work together to analyze and address the problems rather than giving up. They practice self-control to avoid irreversible consequences, and they're willing to forgive and seek forgiveness when needed. These couples actively express gratitude toward their partner, even when it requires effort and thoughtfulness. Marriage isn't always easy. It's a journey with ups and downs. There may be moments of doubt or regret, but a long-lasting, happy marriage depends on removing divorce from the conversation entirely. Instead, focus on growth, compromise, and making your bond stronger. 8. Don't lie to your partner. Friends, dishonesty has no place in a healthy marriage. Lies create distance and make it harder for couples to maintain genuine connections. Building a strong relationship requires energy and authenticity, but lying drains that energy and makes interactions feel fake and hollow. Even worse, when the truth eventually comes out, rebuilding trust after a long period of deceit is far more challenging. Honesty, even when difficult, is the foundation of lasting trust and intimacy in marriage. 9. don't take each other for granted. After spending years together, it's easy to fall into the trap of complacency. Many couples stop putting in the effort they once did during the honeymoon phase. They might go on autopilot, assuming the relationship will sustain itself without much work. However, the happiest couples know that nurturing a marriage takes continuous effort. They prioritize regular date nights, greet each other warmly at the end of the day with hugs, kisses, or meaningful eye contact, and show genuine interest in each other's lives by asking thoughtful questions. To avoid falling into a rut, happy couples actively seek out new experiences together. They try new activities, attend events, or take part in adventures that bring excitement and energy to their relationship. By introducing fresh ideas and sharing unique moments, they keep their bond strong and vibrant. Marriage thrives when partners make each other feel valued and appreciated every day. Never stop investing in your relationship. It's the secret to keeping the connection alive and meaningful for years to come.